the final hunt from the over. Just what's your just general overall assessment of the way you guys played?
Yeah, just I don't know. Disappointed is the right word. Whatever word fits the final score. The fact that we were not able to make a couple plays down the stretch and stop them, if you will, from making a couple plays down the stretch. Obviously they've got a terrific team, and their experience showed up at a couple key times in that second half, and that hurt us. Each time we got turned around a little, each time we made a mistake. McCurry got the tip late. That led to a basket. We weren't in great shape at the time, but that obviously really helped him. Blewett walked himself into a three in transition earlier in the half. Just some of those plays that against a team that Xavier has. You make a mistake, they make you pay, and that caught up with us. But I liked everything about the basketball game. I liked how hard our guys played. I thought we competed on the boards. Offensively, I thought the first half we were really good in terms of our ball movement, in terms of our spacing. I think we got really good looks at the basket. So not a lot of complaints. They were better than we were tonight. Their experience showed up a couple times. That really hurt us. You give them credit for that.
They were certainly sharper in the second half. How much of that is a credit to them and maybe some adjustments they might have made, and how much of that is maybe on you guys?
Yeah, there's always some of both. And in this case with them, they did a better job of defending our ball screen stuff in the second half. We weren't getting quite the same with our spacing and the way we were moving the ball in the first half. I thought we really had them stretched out, and they made the right adjustments. It just was a little bit harder to get the same things out of the ball screen stuff that we were running. And then, as I said, as that game goes on, it's not a team that you want to be in a one-possession game with when there's 4 or 5 minutes left, because they've built themselves, and it's been a long time now, a number of years in a row. But this team has got a lot of experience, the team that they have, and we saw that. They made plays when they had to.
After the way you played last Saturday to see Bennett bounce back just one game later, the way he did, how much does that say about how far?
Yeah, I think in addition to the game he played Saturday and how much better he played today, he also really struggled against Xavier last year at their place in the second of the two games. He really had a hard time. They doubled him some different ways, and so going into the game, with the way he had just played and knowing how it went last year, he obviously was great. And if we could have had 1 or 2 more guys join him over the course of the 40 minutes, that's going to make a difference for us. There was a couple guys that had some spurts, but we needed 1 or 2 more guys to join him for a longer period of time. But he was great today. Yeah, he was great today.
What do you think was the biggest difference between forcing 13 turnovers in the first half and then just 2 in the second? Was there anything they did offensively that from an adjustment standpoint?
It felt like they were. It just felt like maybe they were a little more patient. There was a couple times in the first half where they drove it right at us. They were in transition, and they had a guy drive it right into Hunter, and he took a charge. It might have happened twice. They weren't making those plays in the second half. It felt like they were just a little more patient as opposed to trying to drive it between us or drive it through us. So a good adjustment on their part on that side of the ball. But I think that was a lot of it, Clay, that they just picked their spots a little bit better in the second half.
You guys had a 6-minute scoring drought in the first half, and they basically closed without Spencer's 3. They closed on a 17-4 run, and it ends up tied after Spencer hits that 3. Do you view the first half as that was good, our defense kept us there, or maybe there were some missed opportunities where you guys could have gone into the break with a bigger lead?
Yeah, our defense was good enough in the first half, and we rebounded well enough in the first half. Both of those things did what they needed to do in the first half. And there's been times this year where we haven't moved the ball well enough, where we haven't gotten really anything easy at the offensive end. Tonight, in the first half tonight, we did. We moved the basketball. I thought our spacing was good. I thought our guys made the right reads, and we had some pretty good looks at the basket. And that was a lot of that 17-4 run. I still felt like our offense was pretty good. We weren't turning it over. We weren't taking tough shots at the end of the shot clock for the most part. And that was, there's always opportunities in basketball games. And as it played out tonight, that was our best opportunity. Was when we were ahead, was it 22-14, and then they went on the 17-4, whatever the numbers were. But we had a lead, and then we didn't score for the 5 or 6 minutes. Our offense was still pretty good, and that 5 or 6 minutes was our opportunity to get out ahead of them, and have to make them fight back in the second half, as opposed to it being tied at halftime, and we weren't able to take advantage of it.
Big picture, I gotta think you'd probably be happy with 8-4, given it was on.
Yeah, happy's probably a little strong.
Content, maybe.
Content's even worse.
Okay.
Your question is correct. Yes.
Just,
yeah.
Obviously the real grind is coming up, but just, where do you kind of feel things are at going to a break here?
Yeah, I thought the guys, I thought they were great here now, November, December. That with the games that we just played, we played some high-level teams, played a number of them. I thought we continued to get better during the course of that time. We're a better team today than we were on the 15th of November. Even though we were playing good teams, throughout the entire stretch. So I think we've made good progress. And what I told the guys is, we talked about that a little bit in the locker room. And I told them, look, now we've got to set that aside. It's been a good November, December, no question. With the teams we've played, the teams we've beat, the way we competed against Villanova, the way we competed against Xavier tonight, two of the best teams in the country. That stuff is all, that stuff is all true. But now we got to set it aside. We got to get to each day. We got to get better, like we talk about all the time. The games we play now are going to be as hard or harder than the Villanova and Xavier games. That's the way conference play is. I don't think it matters what conference you're in the country. When you're in conference play, those games are just harder. And so we've got to get better. And I think we've got the kind of team, guys. I think we have a team that's going to continue to get better. So we'll get after it when we get back on the 26th and get a little better, and then see if we can crank it up and play a little better against Southern to kick off the conference stuff.
Do you have any thoughts on what this may or may not do to any potential at-large chances you have going forward?
No, not right now. At this point, with all the non-conference stuff being done now, Clay, it is what it is. We before it's all said and done, I think 8 of the teams will be in the top 100 of the RPI, and we will split those games. But those numbers are going to be what they're going to be now. I'm more interested in how we competed in those games, and I thought we competed well in most of them. There's a couple that we didn't. But now, as I said, we got to set that aside. That's going to be what it's going to be, and get after practice on the 26th.
After the Iowa State game, you saw a lot of good things out of Wyatt. I was kind of coming back and getting into the flow of things. But you said down the stretch you made some key defensive mistakes.
Right.
He was playing in some big moments again tonight. As we're heading into conference play, are you still? Is he kind of force you to figure out a new backcourt rotation with his improved stamina and getting back into the role of things?
Yeah, I mean that's he's a big part of our program. He's a big part of our team, and he's somebody that's going to be heavily in the rotation. And it's a matter of getting it sorted out still because he just got back, no question. But he's going to be a big part of that rotation. And games are going to play out different. I think Jawan, Isaiah, and Ty are very capable of finishing games. They've proven that. When we were in the Bahamas, they finished off 2 victories, and so those guys are very capable of starting games, very capable of finishing games. Spencer and Wyatt are in that same boat. Those guys can start a game, they can finish a game, and I think Hunter Rhodes is going to help us too. So I think we got a really good backcourt, a deep backcourt, and we'll just have games are going to be different because those guys can all play.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Jake.